Hey, this is Jamie from Capsule Computers, and today we are reviewing Spellforce 3 Soul Harvest. This title from Grimlore Games and THQ Nordic is available now for Windows. At the time of the recording of this video, the game cost $24.99 US or $35.95 Australian. Spellforce 3 Soul Harvest is the standalone expansion pack to Spellforce 3, first released in 2017. Soul Harvest overhauls the UI and some core gameplay features while adding new flying units, hero abilities, 2 races, and a 20-hour campaign that is set 3 years after the events of Spellforce 3. Spellforce 3 Soul Harvest brings players back to Northander. The Purity Wars is over, and the surviving followers of Rondar Lacane have been scattered. Several new threats are appearing while Northander is still shakily rebuilding. The Wolfguard are struggling with understaffing and new leadership. Northander's elite fighting force will need to pull together to stop a new force threatening to consume Northander. The campaign story is decent. The writers have a few different threads they're trying to weave into a coherent story, so the plot can get a little scattered at times. In the end, they managed to create a narrative that drives the plot well. Players have some flexibility in determining how deep they want to dive into the story, as there is plenty of optional dialogue that will provide details about the world's lore. The campaign is delivered in a way that those who are playing a Spellforce title for the first time will still get some enjoyment out of the game, but those who played 3 will be treated to a few familiar faces. Spellforce 3 Soul Harvest is an RTS RPG hybrid. At the core of everything are the game's heroes, who are treated as RPG-style characters. Players choose 2 skill trees for the main character, Jared Norrell Arav, and mercenaries, while story characters have their trees pre-selected. Character skills and equipment will carry over between levels. Maps generally cycle between an RPG-style dungeon followed by a more traditional RTS map. The campaign is enjoyable. The developers are very quick to introduce the 2 new races in the game, something I felt they were a little slow at in the base game. While the goal in the RTS portion of the game is the usual wipe your opponent off the face of the world, the RPG quest system gives the campaign a little more variety. Even in RTS-heavy maps, completing quests will unlock alternative routes and extra loot to give players a leg up. I like the equal emphasis the campaign puts on RPG sections of the game, as it was a big part of what makes Spellforce 3 unique and breathes life into the campaign. The 2 new races are an enjoyable addition. The Dwarves rely heavily on stone and offer strong defensive play. The Dark Elves are a more unique addition, focusing more on relentless offensive attacks and harvesting the souls of the dead for their best units. Spellforce 3 Soul Harvest does a good job adding a bit of polish to the game mechanics and provides new strategies for players. Heroes are now locked to 2 skill trees with a special skill based on the 2 trees selected. While this whittles down the number of available skills, there is still only 12 skill slots for all 4 heroes. It's extremely limiting, especially since items with usable skills take up one of those slots. On the other hand, the addition of flying units and blueprints to lower the cost of certain units and buildings offer some new options for players. Considering the game's emphasis on global resource management, being able to surprise enemies by attacking their backlines can really change the flow of the game. The graphics on max settings still can hold their own in 2019. The new Dwarf and Dark Elf races are well designed, fitting within the overall art style in the game while still being distinct. The dwarfish architecture is boxy and full of straight lines, while the Dark Elves have a more shadowy and ethereal design. The audio experience in Spellforce 3 Soul Harvest is the weakest point. The sound effects are decent. The voice acting is on the rougher side. General Arav's male voice actor feels oddly out of place compared to the rest of the actors. The other actors make an admirable attempt, but their quality of their performance falls short. The music on its own is decent, but a little low-key. I often found it to be out of place during extended battles, as something a little more upbeat would have been better. Spellforce 3 Soul Harvest is probably the right purchase for those interested in Spellforce 3. It polishes up the game in a subtle but helpful way that gives the game a little more variety. The meaty campaign is an enjoyable one, though the voice acting can fall a bit short at times. Spellforce 3 Soul Harvest never excels at being an RTS or an RPG, but its recipe for combining the 2 makes it a very attractive niche title. I'm awarding Spellforce 3 Soul Harvest 7.5 capsules out of 10. If you want to read this review, be sure to check out the link in the description or in the video's card. I hope to see you soon. This is Jamie from Capsule Computers signing off. Hey YouTube, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it and subscribe to Capsule Computers for more awesome videos. If you're looking for more videos to watch, check out our review of Void Bastards here on the left. If you're looking for our review of Spellforce 3, it's here on the right.